Welcome to the Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, I don't know. I have all the settings right. I've done so much research. I don't know. Whatever.
Maybe
Just
we
turn us up.
Maybe we need to turn our ears down so we can talk louder and not shout in each other's ears.
But then if we talk too loud, then we're going to be blowing out people's eardrums.
Well, that's too damn bad. You know what? Because
Anyways.
I don't have a problem. Like, I feel like I have my volume at a reasonable level when I listen to the podcast.
When you switch over from, let's say, Rogan to to ours, it still sounds the same.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me trying to listen in on all our stuff so that I can come back here and edit it.
You're like trying to like listen, like what's going on in the background.
Right.
I hear dishes clinking.
You know, Steve was in a band.
Yeah.
And he used to record. They used to record. And there was someone that had all the different, like this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold
Oh.
on. Like, no, hold on. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. But he would have dishes clinking. So if it
Oh.
was Steve just recording with his guitar, it would be like, stuff in the background. We haven't used these in a long time. I love those.
I know. We never remember what they are. We still never labeled them.
No, and Bessie was here and she was like, you could write on all of that. I'm like, shut up. Why you gotta be so smart?
Like, I felt bad today because it's been, if you live in the Midwest,
Yeah.
it's been so dreary, right? We've seen the sun like twice in the last
today
like 4
was
weeks,
bad.
I feel
Yeah.
like. And I'm walking around the store today and it's this one guy I see all the time, He goes, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Yeah, I'm okay." And he goes, "You look sad."
Oh,
I go, "I'm just really tired."
oh.
But yeah, so
Is that the equivalent of people walking up to me going, smile?
no.
Okay, good. It was more of
I
a...
feel like he's really genuine
Okay,
about it. Because normally I'm like, "Hey, good morning. How are you?" And today I was just like, "Hi."
Aw. No offense to the older gentlemen, but those are the ones that say that to me. Smile. Why are you so
Okay.
serious?
I have an older gentleman story.
Yes.
So I walk into one of my stores, my second store of the day. So I'm just kind of, I got a couple specific things I got to do and then some random stuff. And one of these specific things I have to do is I have to look at this shipper and see if it needs to be repaired, right?
Oh, yes.
So I'm checking
Yes.
it out,
Yeah.
Is it holding up? Is the can smashing it? Whatever.
Right.
And this older gentleman pulls up on a Mart cart and he sees my name badge and he goes, "Oh, what's that?" And I was like, "Oh, we're a vendor, blah,
yeah.
blah, blah."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, okay, like Coke or Pepsi." I go, "Well, kinda, but we do a little bit more than that."
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, "Well, I used to work for Ford." And he shows me his coat that he's wearing, and it's like the 250th anniversary of Ford or something like that, right? So I start talking to this guy, and he is nonstop telling me his whole life.
Oh, wow. Wow. He was just waiting for a sucker like you to walk up and talk to him.
Oh, yeah. Because when he first said something, I was like, "Oh, do you need help?" Like I did,
Yeah.
And he, took that as an invite to tell me his whole life story. It was actually kind of interesting.
Yeah,
I was
they
a little
always are.
drawn in.
Yes,
He
they usually are.
Yeah. Like he talked about his whole life growing up. He knew his dad, I'm doing air quotes,
Okay.
his dad wasn't his real dad
Okay.
because he didn't come into his life until he was 6. But he always had the same last name as this gentleman.
Oh.
Well, when he went to go get married when he was like 23, a friend of theirs was marrying them, and he goes, "Are you aware that this isn't your last name? Your last name is actually blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Oh, wow.
Like his mom never told him.
I'd be intrigued as well.
But you got to think. So he finally says to me, like, "Well, how old do you think I am?" And he goes, "And don't give me no bullshit about being 65, And I was like, "Well, I was going to say like 75. He goes, I'm 91.
Oh
and I was
my
like, dang.
What?
I did not. I would have never guessed. This guy looks pretty good for 91, right?
Wow.
So ultimately it comes to, I ask him, well, are you ready for the holidays? Thanksgiving's coming. He tells me he had 8 children. What are you doing with the kids? Oh, well, none of them come around and see me and this and that. And, I need one to come fix my ceiling. And he said he would do it back in March and I haven't seen him and blah, blah, blah. And the grandkids, they don't appreciate anything and da, 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 da. So before I walked away from this guy, I said, do me a favor, call everybody and let them know that you love them.
Yeah.
Because I kind of razzed him a little bit.
Yeah.
He was talking politics and the world is going to shit. I go, but what are you worried about? You're 91.
Right.
I go, you're at the finish line, dude. And
Yeah.
he laughed about it, right? Because, when you're 91,
Yeah.
you got to
Every
know
day's
you're
a blessing.
getting close. So I like to think that man went home and called his family, but I doubt he did.
Wow. Good for you
But
to
yeah.
say something.
Come on. Don't be just like a crabby old man.
See,
you know?
yeah, and my thought would be I would have a conversation with him and I'd be like, yeah, that's why nobody talks to you. Like I wouldn't give any advice.
I try.
You and I are
I always
opposites.
said it when I worked customer service. It was like my goal to make that crabby person walk away with a smile on their
Yeah.
face. Yeah,
I
so
wasn't like that.
Yeah.
I don't care. It's your own fault.
You're like, I'm
crabby.
matching energy. I try not to do that, but yeah. So anyways, yeah, that was my old person story. I just thought about how great grandma always complained. Nobody ever comes and sees me. And I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah.
I'm here to
Yeah.
see you,
No one ever calls me, but
Yeah.
I just called you.
I answered the phone,
They have nothing but time, though.
Right.
Nothing but time.
Right.
They do their stuff in the morning and then they sit. So
it was funny to see his perspective on things too, because he
Yeah.
was talking about people working at Ford. Like that's his whole life.
yes,
He did that his whole life.
Yeah.
And he didn't just work there. He was a supervisor there.
Mm.
And he said, well, how much do you think it's worth to take a door handle and take a screw gun and screw it to the door? I said, well, a fair wage? And he goes, no, that's not what we're talking about. What do you think it's worth? I get all these numbers calling me. And I said, well, in today's economy, probably $20-25 an hour. And he said, they make $86,000 a year to do that.
Huh.
Okay.
Huh.
He goes, they paid me $400. I think it was $450 a month. And I said, yeah, and how much did your first house cost? Well, $18,000. I go, what are you buying for $18,000 nowadays?
Yeah.
That got him started. They built these houses. They want $2 million for them, and they're falling apart. I go, exactly.
Yeah, you're right. How long did he work at Ford?
His whole-
250 years?
Just about.
Yeah.
Just about.
Are you sure you weren't talking to the owner of Ford?
No.
Okay.
But I think so he was born in 33, he told me. 33, 40.
Oh, okay.
So probably, I think maybe in the late 50s, early 60s, he started working there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I got to assume he's been retired for
Yeah, you never know.
at least 20 years.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to say at least 20 years.
Yeah. I don't
That
guess
puts him
on that
retired at
anymore.
70,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
There's people that they'll retire, then they go back to
Well, I feel
stay
like
busy.
they probably forced him out at that point.
Yeah, maybe.
I
What was I just going to look for?
don't know.
Oh, I know what I'm looking for. Hold on. Hold, please.
Pies?
Yeah, with that too.
Are we talking pies?
We are. But we went on Facebook and asked what their favorite, like we're talking pumpkin pie, we're talking anything for the holidays.
Well,
Because
right
we really
now,
haven't specifically talked about pies and
Yeah.
desserts and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we asked on Clopen on Facebook and everyone was saying what they like. So I'm curious if what they say matches the list.
Okay.
So what is your favorite pie during the holidays or just anytime?
I was
guess?
thinking this because you told me earlier
Yes,
in the
I
week,
did. I did.
we're
I
talking
did.
pies. And I was like, what's my favorite pie? And really, in all honesty, I'm more of a cake than pie.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Because do you like the crust? Like on a pumpkin pie, or are you like, save the crust for last?
No.
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 Right? Like I put extra whipped cream on the crust because
Yeah.
it's like so dry.
Yeah.
So I would say probably my favorite pie is like French silk pie.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, oh my goodness, Meredith. Hold, please.
What's your favorite pie?
I think I am a Dutch apple.
Oh, see, I'm not a fan of apple pie. I'll do cherry pie over apple pie.
Yeah, I do like cherry pie too.
Yeah. Jenny called me one day and she's like, hey, we're having this for dinner. I don't even remember what it was, but she's like, Johnny wants fries. And I was like, okay, I'll stop and get fries on the way home. And then I was like, ooh, pie.
Yeah.
So I brought home a Dutch cherry pie.
Oh,
so it had the crumble on top,
so
you know?
good.
And she's like, pie? She's like, I said fries.
That's awesome.
And then I never even ate a piece of it. Everybody else ate it.
I remember that there were some people that would buy sweet potato pie.
Yes.
I've never made one.
No, I've
And
never
it looks
had
very
one.
similar. I know a few people would be like, make sure you don't buy the sweet potato
the sweet
pie if you
potato.
really want
Yes.
pumpkin, but I don't know.
I don't even know if I would know a difference.
So would sweet
Maybe
potato pie
texture.
be in place of having sweet potatoes?
No.
Oh,
Pumpkin
so,
pie.
oh, so so
Pumpkin
sweet
pie. Yeah.
pumpkin pie. What?
It's in place of pumpkin pie.
It
or you
is?
have both. Yeah.
Oh, see,
Uh-huh.
my head thinks if I buy a sweet potato pie, I'm gonna slice it up and eat it with my turkey.
Well, don't you eat your pumpkin pie with your turkey too?
Pumpkin pie is the only thing I eat on Thanksgiving.
So are you meaning like you feel like it's more of a side dish? Thought it was more of a side dish than a dessert?
Yeah.
Sweet potato pie?
Yeah, like a casserole or something.
Well,
That's
you
how I
know-
look at sweet potato pie.
Yeah.
I don't look at it as, ooh, I'm going to have sweet potato pie
Yeah.
after I eat my meal on
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I've never had a sweet potato pie, but we do make our sweet potatoes on Thanksgiving with brown sugar and marshmallows
Oh, yeah.
on top.
yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So I have to imagine it's something similar to that.
All right, we're going to
We
have to
just
try
eat it without the. We eat it keto style without the crust.
Oh, so you're boring. Okay, I get it.
The crust is not my favorite part anyway. So
I don't know if I'm a crust person. No, I think I like what's on the inside. I feel like
Yeah.
I leave the crust. I can throw that out and
Like-
not be too upset about it.
So I always call them pot pies. Johnny calls them meat pies. Which,
Oh.
it
Stop it,
gives me the
Johnny.
ick. But like when we were kids, we would always get those. What was the brand?
Oh, I know what you're talking
Banquet.
about. Yeah.
Banquet pot pies, and I hated the crust.
Yeah.
I would always like kick the crust off to the side. Just want the inside.
And
That's
I
a good pie
frickin'
too.
Loved the crust.
Actually, probably chicken pot pie is probably my favorite pie.
You know that's what Gina said from
Really?
Richmond Brat House.
Yeah.
She's like chicken pot.
Yeah.
So we had like 18 people respond to what their favorite pot pies or
Okay.
pot pies.
Pot
Now I got
pies.
that meat pies were. And Nikki said Derby pie.
What the heck is a
So
derby
that's what I was
pie?
just looking up when I was like, Meredith, come on. Because I knew you were going to ask.
I never heard of that.
It says Derby pie is a chocolate and walnut open-faced custard pie baked in a pie shell.
Wait.
It was created in the
Chocolate-
Melrose Inn of Prospect, Kentucky. So Derby.
Chocolate and walnuts?
Open-faced custard pie baked in a pie
Huh.
shell. So take a look at that because that sounds delish.
That does sound good. I've never had that. I've never heard of that.
It's the best. Kern's Kitchen in Kentucky has the best rated chocolate nut pie, aka Derby pie.
Okay.
I know. Ooey gooey chocolate and
could-
nuts.
I like chocolate.
Yeah.
In case none of y'all known from listening for the last 4 years, I like chocolate.
How about all the cookies that I have for you?
Oh my God.
Okay, it's not just me. My computer is like glitching. Okay, I went to go
Okay.
click on Nikki's thing and give her a heart because we're chatting about it and it's glitching. Okay, so it's not me. Phew, that makes me feel better. It's been a long day. Sister Val says that she needs to learn how to make one.
Oh.
Pies.
Well, why though? They're so conveniently already made.
There you go. There's your answer, Val.
I've tried to make pie crust once, and I threw it away. I was like, this is not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not.
You either have it or you don't when it comes
Yeah.
to baking, I swear.
Yeah.
Like just in general, you
yeah.
know. Diane says pumpkin would be her favorite, but really can't go wrong with any.
Yeah.
James said key lime or French silk.
I'm not a fan of key lime.
For me, that would be summer.
Yeah.
Like if it was offered at a restaurant, they're like, "Would you like to try it?" I'm like, "Oh, that sounds refreshing."
Yeah.
You know, anything lemon, lime, key lime.
yeah.
Bessie said French silk, then pumpkin.
Yeah. French silk is a good go-to.
Melissa said pecan, no contest.
Is
it pecan or pecan?
Tomato.
All right, then.
I make pecan pies.
What is the filling?
It's sugar and eggs and
Okay,
pecans.
and sugar. Oh, okay.
It really is. It's like corn syrup, sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, butter, pecans.
And how many pecans go on top? Like you fill the whole top of it?
So what I feel like I've talked about this before because I buy 2 regular pie crusts. I make 1 pie recipe and I split it between the 2.
Okay.
And it says probably a cup of pecans and I dump a whole bag in it.
Okay.
So I literally make like candied pecans in a crust.
Okay.
When it cooks, I don't like that gooey stuff in it.
Yes. Yeah. You want to cut it and
and it's
have
like
it keep its shape.
It's pecans.
Yes.
That are just like glazed in a pie crust.
Yeah, amazing.
That's how I make it. I don't know.
That sounds great. Tab says banana cream.
Ooh, that's good.
And it has to be homemade and fresh only.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
Like I said, why are we making pies when they're so conveniently already made for us?
Why isn't she bringing one over is what I'm asking. And then Gina says chicken pot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Callie says lemon meringue.
Eh.
That's kind of like the key lime, lemon.
Yeah, but
I feel like
don't
that's
like
summer
that
for me.
stuff on top. The meringue part. I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you don't like meringue cookies then? Like
no,
not at all.
Gross.
Huh?
They're like eating chalk.
I
feel
like
like
it that way.
Like if somebody made me just a lemon pie with just like lemon curd in a crust, I would eat that.
Okay.
Like take the meringue.
Sure,
Throw some Cool Whip
sure.
on top. Or
I feel
whipped
like
cream.
meringue is the kind of thing where you like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. I bet it tastes delicious. And then you're like, this is not cutting
It's chalk,
it, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And on the pie, it's just, who knows? Maybe it's because I haven't had a good homemade one.
Right.
You know?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm a fan of all pies.
Yeah.
All of them.
What about eclair cake?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
But
absolutely.
would you consider that really a cake or a pie? Because it kind of has graham crackers for the crust.
It's like, is a burger a sandwich? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's all dessert to me.
I'm going to say,
I'm in. It doesn't matter. I'm a sucker for any kind of sugar.
I'm just here for the pie.
Yeah. Kim S says peach pie.
Peach pie's good.
Yeah, I've had it before.
I can get behind some peach pie.
So if I had a room full of pies,
yeah,
I think I would still go with the classic apple. I think that's
really?
I do. Yeah, the Dutch apple. I think that's what I would like.
No, that's not what I would pick.
Yeah, what would you pick again?
Probably French silk, peach. Peach is probably one of my favorite fruit pies.
I think I'm an apple person.
If I had a whole room of pies, I would just have to take one bite of each.
No, see, that's not fair. You have to just pick one flavor.
No.
You can't. It's illegal.
No.
You can't do it.
Shit, yeah.
I know it's
Dang,
hard.
That would be hard.
It is. Gail says chocolate pie.
Yeah.
See, I'm a sucker for that too. That'd be delish. That's like French silk chocolate? No? Okay.
Chocolate pie is different than French silk.
All right.
But see, there's different versions. Now, are you doing just a chocolate pudding pie?
Oh, maybe.
Or are you doing like an actual baked chocolate pie like they did in The Help where she put her shit in it? You know?
Oh, God.
So,
no, hopefully not that kind.
Yeah, well,
although I wouldn't put it past Gail if someone makes her angry.
That's great.
Don't make her angry.
That's so great.
You never know. No,
Yeah.
but chocolate sounds good. It almost looks like there's nothing on top of it, but you could put the on top of it.
Yeah. So I do to Nikki. You want some? And he goes and runs to his bowl.
Let's see. Caitlin says apple. So I'm all about it.
Yeah.
And then also Oreo.
Oh, so that's probably like a pudding pie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oreo pudding
Very
pie.
good.
I love pudding pie.
Okay, and I hope I'm saying this right. Rila says blueberry.
Oh, blueberry is a
Yeah.
good one too.
Super good.
Yeah.
Super. Again, though, in a room full of pies, I don't know that I would pick it. I think I'd still go to apple.
No, see, apple would be my last.
I also am a creature of habit, though.
Yeah.
So I know what a good apple pie tastes like. Breeze with
what
me
if
on
you
this.
had like 12 different apple pies? How would you pick the best one?
It would have to be Dutch, so a lot of crust. And it would
Okay.
have to be like a sugary topping,
Yeah.
too, because
Yeah.
there's just not enough sugar in the apple pie.
Yeah.
You're right. And probably maybe big slices.
Okay.
I don't like when they cube
You
them.
don't like it real chunked up. You like thin
I like
slices.
Yeah, thin but big slices
Yeah.
of the apple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe if it was like if they took the crust and made a little apple out of it
with
with some butter on
Yeah.
top, that's probably what I would pick.
Oh yeah, that's
So it's all about visual for me, I think.
You know, do you like turnovers that are made with like the
Yeah,
puff
that's
pastry?
you're asking me silly questions. Is there sugar involved? The answer is yes. I'm addicted. Good old cup of coffee and a turnover for breakfast.
What
Breakfast
kind of
champion.
turnovers do you want? What fruit
Actually,
filling?
probably cherry.
Cherry.
Yeah. I do like the apple, but it just doesn't.
Yeah.
There's not enough apple in there.
Yeah.
You know,
I do
definitely
the cherry too. Yeah.
Or what are those other little square ones that they call
like the strudel bites? I think they call them.
Yes!
Yeah.
Forget it. Forget it. Mama Bree, new Mama Bree says apple.
Congratulations! Yay! Little baby Daisy is here.
Oh my God,
I
so
wanted to
sweet.
cry.
She's perfect. She is so perfect. And then Doug says banana cream pie.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, never tried that. And he
Yeah.
said, you must.
Yeah, banana cream pie is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But what about banana pudding with Nilla wafers in it? You know,
No way.
No,
No, not for me. Not
so
for me.
Good.
Not for. I'm just looking to make sure that we got everybody here. I
Why?
think
What
we
don't
did.
you like about that?
Everything. Everything.
So I did find a sugary thing you don't like.
Oh,
see, that's why I kept
ooh.
asking. I knew I'd find something.
Yeah. Although I do like bananas, but whipped up with the vanilla wafers.
Yeah. No.
Not what I would
No-go.
pick.
Yeah.
Not what I would pick.
Yeah, I like banana pudding.
Okay, there we go. We found
Yeah.
it. We found
Yeah.
it.
I knew I'd find something you didn't like.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have no energy. I am still healing. But we're going to talk about holiday pie sales.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Let me guess numbers. I'm really good at this.
I know you are. So, of course, we're going to start off with pumpkin pie.
Pumpkin pie. How many?
And we're talking about in the U.S.
Okay, how many pumpkin pies are sold in the U.S.?
Yep.
What, like
It's the
between
most
Thanksgiving
popular
and
pie
Christmas?
during Thanksgiving. So
Or just
during the holiday
Thanksgiving?
season, sales
Okay.
for pumpkin pie alone can exceed.
I'm going to say 24 million.
You're not even close.
No?
Keep going higher.
I'm going to say 200 million.
100 million.
Really?
100 million.
That's insane.
That's insane. And then canned pumpkin sales often see a major spike too.
Well, yeah, everyone's making
obviously,
because
because bakeries rely on pumpkin pie orders as
Yeah.
a big revenue driver.
Yeah.
Huge.
Ooh, I'm going to make pumpkin cheesecake bars.
Okay. And you'll be bringing them over
Yeah.
when Tab brings her banana
Yeah.
over and everybody else brings their stuff over. All right, cool. I know what I'm doing next week. Pecan pie. Pecan
Yeah.
pie. A single pecan pie can sell for a premium due to the high cost of
Oh, yeah. They're
pecans.
expensive. Nuts
So
are
what are they, like
expensive.
$11.99 for
Easy. For like a big bag. Yeah. Yeah. What are we talking sales?
We're talking sales too.
Are we talking the sales of the ingredients or the actual pies?
Let's talk about many large chains reporting how many millions in sales for pecan pies.
Is it more or less than pumpkin?
Less.
Less.
Pumpkin's the most.
So I'm going to say 60 million.
Exactly. In
No,
November and
really?
December alone.
Get out! That's wild.
Wild. So then we go to apple pie.
Okay.
My fave.
$2.
It's popular. Close. So close. What is that? Price is Right. Come on up. And here's your new washer. Apple pie is popular year-round, but also spikes during the holidays. So for some large retailers, apple pie sales can bring in around,
I'll say 8 million.
20 to 30 million.
Really?
20 to 30 million.
I didn't think it was that popular.
8 million's just me.
Yeah.
And then here's this sweet potato pie. Although there's not numbers on this. It's not as large as pumpkin or apple, but it still contributes several $1 million.
Yeah.
So what do we have so far? We got pumpkin, pecan, apple, sweet potato. What would be another one you think on this list? We have there's 8 total.
Cherry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah. Blueberry.
Low millions for the cherry. No blueberry.
No blueberry?
There is one on here I'm going to have you guess.
I'm going to say French silk is on there.
So
No?
chocolate cream pie.
Yeah.
How many millions you think?
I'll say 10 million.
You got it.
Really?
Yep, you got it.
So good at this
You
game.
are so good, except for the pumpkin part. Then it goes to cherry, which is low millions. Then the last one, I'm not going to tell you number 7, but the last one is actually the last 2.
Okay. Give me hints.
Smins.
Mincemeat?
Yeah.
Mincemeat pie. Ew.
Mince pie.
Oh.
They are more popular in the UK than the US,
Sick.
but tens of millions of sales for the British retailers during the Christmas season. Mince pie. What is in a mince pie?
It is literally like sugar with like dried fruit.
So is it like fruitcake?
No. It's in a pie crust. You like cook the my great grandma used to make it. I'm sorry, Grandma. She would always be like, "Don't you want a slice of mincemeat pie?" And like she called it mincemeat pie, so I always, when I was a kid, thought it was meat.
Oh, that's what I was just gonna ask.
So I did not like it, but it's like I feel like you would put like some brandy in it with dried fruit and like some sugar.
You are so right.
And you'd cook it, and then you'd put it. Well, she would make bars, so she'd put it in like a 9x13, like a cookie sheet. Put a crust down, spread that, put a crust down, bake it, and then she would make like a frosting for the top with just like powdered sugar and like milk or water, whatever, Sick.
So daringgourmet.com, if their ads would stop, their mince pie ingredients are homemade pie crust, beefsteak.
Ew.
So, yes, beefsteak, it says. Check out
Sick.
the article about real, authentic mincemeat. It's a game changer, it says.
Sick.
Raisins and golden raisins.
Stop.
Dried currants.
I'm
apple.
so grossed out.
Candied orange peel and candied lemon peel.
Ugh.
Almonds.
Oh, God.
Lemon. Beef suey.
No.
Is that S-U-E-T? Suey?
Suet.
Suet?
Suet.
Beef suet.
Beef suet. So isn't that like tendons and stuff?
You're asking the wrong
Stop.
person. Spices like cinnamon, nutmeg, clove, allspice, ginger,
Sick.
coriander,
See? I knew there was meat in it.
brandy, and dark rum.
Well, great grandma never put the meat in it.
I
She
am
just had
so
everything
happy I'm
else.
allergic to almonds because that goes in
Sick.
there. I can say, oh, I can't try it. I'm allergic to almonds.
It's so gross.
But millions of sales. So we might be the minority here that doesn't like it.
I feel like it was a tradition for a very long time.
Yeah.
And those people are not around anymore.
So with the beefsteak, I'm wondering if it was like as a meal.
Probably.
Okay.
It was probably like a pot pie. back in
anything
the
I feel like
day.
anything with protein would be
Yeah.
like a pot pie.
Yeah.
Interesting.
A meat pie. It was a
So
meat
we haven't mentioned this and no one mentioned it on Facebook, but cranberry pies.
Oh, I've never had a cranberry pie.
Right. That one it's a niche, but it's growing in popularity.
You know what? Because I feel like an apple cranberry pie would be really good.
Yes, absolutely.
Huh.
I guess yeah. I mean, I'm not like a full cranberry
You know
lover,
what?
but I think I would have it if it was in something.
Okay, but
Could I do
like,
apple cranberry?
do
Probably.
people make cranberries in your home for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Or, like it's not just out of a can?
Sometimes it's out of a can,
Yeah.
but usually
See, the ones
it's-
out of the can is like,
Yeah.
But my grandma, not my great grandma, but my grandma, she always makes homemade cranberries every year.
Oh,
And I get to wash the pan every year. So,
yeah. Yeah, it says they're not high in revenue yet, but they're going to watch the trend on that. So that's pretty interesting.
I'm going to make somebody bring an apple pie to Thanksgiving, and I'm going to eat some cranberries with it and see what it tastes like.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. You should try it too, because I know you'll have apple pie.
I don't know.
Try it. Try it and tell me. All right.
I am really just I'm tired.
Well, let the seasonal depression start.
I have had no life the past
I'm
3
here
weeks,
for
really,
it.
so I don't have any stories.
How many Christmas movies have you watched?
Oh my gosh. All right, I will say this.
There you go.
All right, here we
I
go.
knew
Here we
I'd
go.
get you
So
on
this is
something.
funny. So we bought Hallmark Plus
Yes.
before I had my surgery
Yes.
in October. Julia wanted it, but I also was like, this is great because
Yeah.
I will just, while I'm resting, watch all of
Yes.
these movies. I watch movies like I read books. if it doesn't grab me in the first chapter or the first 15 minutes,
You're done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
So Julia's laughing last night because she's looking at her app on her phone. She's like, look at all these movies. And she's scrolling down her phone that you've started. And you can see it's just an itty bitty little line. Why am I like this? I don't know.
Yeah.
But and she's dying laughing. She's like, look at it. And she keeps scrolling. She's like, you have started. And I go, wait a minute. I didn't start watching that one. But you know what I think happens is they keep playing the movies as I fall asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like if I get up in the middle of the night, I'll shut it off. So then I don't even know what I'm watching.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm terrible. So yes, very excited to have Hallmark Plus. Go get it if you love all that kind of stuff. But it'll start playing and I'll be like, ugh. And then I'll get to the next one, I'm like, ugh. And I'm a creature of habit, just like apple pie.
How do you
I watch the same ones.
How can you turn any of them on? Because they're all exactly
They're all exactly the same. Maybe different cities.
I think I watched Finding Mr. Claus.
I don't know.
Finding Mr. Santa, something like that.
Is it good?
There was actually decent people in it. And my sister's like, this movie's not good. And I'm like, finally one that like has like decent actors and had a good line.
Yeah.
Of course, she doesn't want to watch that one.
Of course, I can't think of it right now, but there is a really funny movie, and I like the second one. It's called Lit Up, but I can't think of what the first...
It's not like Lit Up and then Lit Up too.
I'm going to have to look it up. I got to think about it. Hold on, let me look it up. It's funny. It's really, really funny. Hold on. Lacey... whatever her name is, Shabert is in it. What is her? Okay, so there's one that's called Haul Out the Holly, Lit Up. Do you see it?
I see it.
The second one is so funny. It's I don't know if it's like about the HOA or something in their community, but a couple moves in, the Jolly Johnsons, and the Jolly Johnsons are frickin' hilarious. So if you don't want the lovey-dovey, she came from the city and all that, look up Haul Out the Holly, Lit Up, the second one.
Hold on a second, because is this the one I was watching?
It's freaking funny.
Because it's got the girl from Mean Girls in it,
yes,
right?
Yes, that's who it is. Yeah. Lacey
and her parents
Shabert.
leave? Yes, this is the one I was watching, and Jenny was like, "Nah, it's not that good." And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Watch the second one then, because it's freaking funny.
There's a second one?
Yeah. Well, it only had 5.7 out of 10. I think it's hilarious. There's a lot of one-liners. You almost have to watch it twice because they talk so fast. Like two guys are sitting on the couch. He goes, "Hey, do you think we could put some space in between us?" And he goes, "Oh, sorry, I used to coach." He goes, "Well, I'm not."
Oh.
Like it's like funny stuff like that.
Oh, that is the second one.
Yeah, that is the second one.
Lit Up is the second one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, I was looking for the second one to that.
Yeah.
So Haul Out the Holly and then Haul Out the Holly Lit Up.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to have to watch the first one now. Because I liked that one.
I would watch the first one because then you know the relationships, but then you got to go with the second one.
Yeah.
Even if Jen was like me about the first one, you got to watch the second one with her. I don't know. I thought it was very funny.
That is funny.
I mean, it's the same old storyline, but it's very funny.
Good.
The Jolly Johnsons make it.
The Jolly Johnsons.
They make it funny. All right, enough. I'm going to bed.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night. Thanks for listening. Go eat some pie.
Stay warm.
Yeah, that too.
Eat some pie, put on a couple extra pounds. It'll keep you warm.
Perfect. Talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye. Apple pie.
Bye.